President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan of the United Arab Emirates showed the world one more time his great human spirit and his noble character. Few days ago, it was announced that he has pledged an amount of $25 million to help a Palestinian hospital in East Jerusalem. The details of this gift will affirm the great help the United Arab Emirates has been giving to the Palestinian people across the years.
UAE's role, and I think others, it's a great example of how much our allies are such an important part of our ability to help others overseas in different parts of the world, not only in the Middle East. But you mentioned UAE assistance to Palestinians, which is longstanding, and they do a lot of work in the Middle East. But they also pledged 27 tons of food and humanitarian assistance to Ukraine as well, which is tremendous and important. And just keeping on that topic a little bit, I mean, you look at $1 billion amount from the Pacific partners who are not part of NATO, not in Europe, towards Ukraine. And so I think this is a very important point that you raise about how important the UAE is and our partners in the Gulf in advancing our interests in the Middle East and beyond the Middle East. Well, the UAE has been a huge partner, I mean, obviously, in our efforts in Afghanistan. And they've been obviously assisting beyond that as well in terms of, especially, in light of the difficult and I would say catastrophic manner in which the United States hastily pulled out of Afghanistan last summer. The UAE was there to support, was an integral part of helping consume and shepherd that the effects of that. And so, I think all of that points to a pattern, a pattern, their attribute of being just tremendous partners of the United States.
Mm-hmm. The size of the hospital is 250 beds. It is affiliated through a sponsorship with the Maqasid Islamic Charitable Society, which was founded in 1968. It was the first Palestinian medical institution to operate in the Holy City, considering that many foreign governments and a few Christian missionaries groups established their hospitals and clinics in East Jerusalem and in many Palestinian areas earlier. This made the hospital a symbol of the Arab and Islamic identity of Jerusalem. However, the hospital has faced many difficulties. It lacked the necessary funds to manage its medical tasks. It suffered the problem of shortage of qualified staff of doctors, nurses, and medical workers. The increasing immigration of Palestinians from Jerusalem deprived the hospital from the ability to recruit future Palestinian professionals who could be employed as doctors. Other factors also complicated its effective operations. It was the greatness of the state of the Emirates and the kind heart of Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed that reversed such a bad situation for the Palestinians in East Jerusalem. The $25 million donation will rescue the hospital from closure. It will add to its departments and will increase its staff. It will secure its operations financially. It will expand its services. It will preserve the economic and social institutions for the Palestinians in the holy city of East Jerusalem.
No, I think that the Abraham Accords, and I think people misunderstand this perspective, but in fact, the Trump administration's Middle East policy over 4 years, and including the Abraham Accords, was actually very much in support of the Palestinian people, obviously in support of the Israeli people, but also for the Palestinian people. And when President Trump stopped the payments to the Palestinian Authority, and when he stopped funding to UNRWA, that was because of the need for accountability, because those organizations would give money to terrorists and their families and not to the Palestinian people. And so I think now you see a new Middle East, especially with the Abraham Accords agreement, where there's a real opportunity and real spirit and interest and collaboration between the Gulf allies, between Israel and others, to really achieve peace and prosperity in the Middle East and beyond.
The hospital has a good reputation in having respected departments such as pediatrics, oncology, and cardiology. It is an academic institution since it offers testing to new physicians. It has conducted several research assignments in different medical fields. Needless to say, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed donations support also Al-Maqasid's other charities. Moreover, it helps also Al-Quds University and the Arab Medical Council. Who else but the Emirates and its great leader Sheikh Mohammed, who stand with the Palestinians and affirm the Arab existence in East Jerusalem? Hey, Maria Malouf here. Please click to like and subscribe to Maria Malouf TV YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.